It's time now for the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament on the Central Iowa Sports Network. From the smallest towns to the biggest cities, watch the Iowa girl compete for the title of state champion. CISN.TV's coverage of the state tournament is presented by Mid-American Energy, Schottenkirk Chevy of Waukee, Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottlers. Also brought to you by the Iowa Pork Producers, Shields, Fairway Foods, Buena Vista University, the Better Business Bureau. Now let's go courtside at Wells Fargo Arena in downtown Des Moines for state tournament basketball.
Hello everyone, I'm Brian Carlisle. Alongside me is Andy Pollock, ready to bring you this Class 4A semifinal round game between the Grinnell Tigers and the Lemars Bulldogs. The winner will move on to play Friday at 8 p.m. for the state championship, as we just got done watching Marion punch their ticket. Welcome to CISN.TV, the #1 social streaming platform dedicated exclusively to local Iowa sports. CISN.TV. Today's broadcast is coming to you on the Mid-American Energy Iowa High School Girls Sports Network. Thank you for tuning in as we will provide you live coverage. We've already covered quarters. We're on to semis for the rest of these last 2 days. I want to remind you also to follow the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union on CISN as well. Well, Andy, let's talk about these two teams. Either one of these two, they got a tall order coming up next.
Absolutely.
And that is then the #1 ranked team. And it took a battle as they were playing Center Point Urbana, and Marion was able to prevail. What are we looking at here with Grinnell and Lemars?
Well, as we saw in that last round, and we've seen it throughout this entire tournament, is every team has really good players, and they cancel each other, that top level player. But it's really a matter of who's going to be that next one that steps up. Of course, the other night, Mason City didn't have an answer for Grinnell's Sienna Dorr, and she was just able to get to the basket whenever she needed to. She comes in averaging 21.5 points a game. She went for 24 the other night and had 17 rebounds as well. And it's not like you're just trying to shut her down low. She hits about 37% from three-point land, and she's not the only weapon that they come at you with. They've got 4 of their 5 starters, all averaging double figures.
Yeah, and that offset package, if you will, was Cameron Moore. I mean, she had a nice complementary game. And it took all 3 of them. Not just saying there's just a two-headed monster here, because you also can throw in Jackson.
Yes, as well, and they really want to run and push the ball as well. They're going to try to get up and down the court. They scored 70 points in their game against Mason City. It was close for a half, close for 3 quarters. They really pulled away at the end, and it wasn't necessarily their offense. It was their defense. They really shut down Mason City's top scorer, Megan Meyer, held her to just 1 field goal in the second half.
Yeah, and I think that, if I remember right, a 10-point game at half, but Mason City cut that thing down to 6 as they entered the fourth quarter. Anybody knows that down here, 6 points is not a lot.
We've seen 14-point fourth quarter leads disappear. So yeah, 6 points is nothing. I want to talk a little bit about Lewis Central here as well. Lemars beating Lewis Central in that first round. They had a 17-0 run. That streaky. Lemars is no stranger to teams that want to run and gun. Lewis Central wanted to run just as much as anybody. Lemars was able, I'm not going to say slow it down, but they were able to be streaky. They were able to play really good defense, play the pace that they wanted to play, set the tempo for that game. They won at 52-43. They're at their best when the Dreckman cousins are in the game, Jalen and Madison. Jalen comes off the bench. She's 6'1", just a sophomore. She scored 16 in that last game, but you really see them create a lot of mismatches when those two are on the court together.
Yeah, I'm kind of anxious to see how Lemars does approach Durr, though, because she's a handful.
She is, no question.
And that's an interesting scenario for me, and I think that's going to play out right here in front of you and I anyway. But I've been kind of circling this one, and we know Lemars probably was an upset. You know, a 7 against 2, no doubt against Lewis Central. But they're no slouch. I mean, They played great basketball, and to me, it's about this early first couple of minutes. It's who has gotten comfortable.
It's really going to matter too. You know, is Madison Dreckman, is she going to be the one to try to cover Durr? I don't think they'll go that way. I think they'll try to start off with Snyder covering her, but we'll see as the game transpires. You know, the first quarters have been really a feeling out process by a lot of teams here, and it's really that first team to make that adjustment and the last team to make the adjustment that's come out on top.
You bet. So these starting lineups are brought to you by Buena Vista University.
Today's 2018 IGHSAU Iowa Farm Bureau Girls State Basketball Semifinal matchup. featuring the number 7 seed Lemars Bulldogs and the number 3 seed Grinnell Tigers. And it's now time to introduce the players in today's semifinal matchup. First, the non-starters and assistant coaches for the number 7 seed Lemars Bulldogs. Number 4, Madison Mahan. Number 10, Brianna Kibbe. Number 11, Maddie Pippin. Number 13, Brooke Haggie. Number 20, Brooke Bergenpass. Number 22, Grace Milbrook. Number 24, Jalen Dreckman. Number 32, Daisha Buss. And number 34, Kristen Heingartner. The assistant coaches for Lemars are Tyler Phelan, Cody Deercup, and Shane Dreckman. And now, let's meet the non-starters and assistant coaches for the number 3 seed Grinnell Tigers. Number 4, Rebecca McCombs. Number 12, Micah Benning-Shore. Number 14, Sarah Gosseling. Number 20, Caitlin Kriegel. Number 30, Lauren Bolte. Number 32, Bailey Kriegel. Number 40, Addie Pete. Number 42, Chelsea Heinzelman. Number 44, McKenna McKnight. And number 50, Selena Yone. And the assistant coaches for Grinnell are Mark Tibbett and Kent Castendale. And now, let's meet the starters for both teams. For Lemars, a 5'7" junior, number 5, Annie Ellis. And for Grinnell, a 5'7" junior, number 2, Macy Harris. For Lemars, a 5'7" senior, number 12, Dakota Owens. Grinnell, a 5'7" junior, number 10, Naomi Jackson. For Lemars, a 5'9" senior, number 14, Sydney Baumgartner. And for Grinnell, a 5'2" junior, number 22, Megan Doty. For Lemars, a 5'11" senior, number 15, Jen Schneider. And for Grinnell, a 5'9" senior, number 24, Cameron Moore. For Lemars, a 6'1" junior, number 30, Madison Dreckman. And for Grinnell, a 6' senior, number 34, Sienna Durr. The head coach for Lemars is Doug Caparoon. And the head coach for Grinnell is Trent Edson. Your officials for today's games are Keith Lehrman, Bob Squires, Matt Scholl, and Jody Walenga. Welcome Lemars and Grinnell to the 2018 Iowa Girls State Tournament.
All right, we are ready to go, Andy. Starting lineup set. Let's run through Grinnell real quick. It'll be number 2, Macy Harris. Number 10, Naomi Jackson. Number 22, Megan Doty. 24, Cameron Moore. 34, Sienna Durr. For Lemars, it'll be number 5, Annie Ellis. Number 12, Dakota Owens. Number 14, Sydney Baumgartner. 15, Jen Schneider. And number 30, Madison Dreckman. And her and Durr will jump center. And we're underway. Home whites for Grinnell. And in the black for Lemars, it's controlled by Grinnell as Jackson going to run the show here. Swings around. Quick drive in, nothing there by Moore. Swings across. Here's Jackson. She's going to look, and we're going to get a foul right here, right away. That'll be on number 12. That'll be Owens.
It does look like Schneider will be the one that's drawn Durr to start things off here.
You know, that's going to be interesting is if Durr will stay low. if she's going to stay in the post or if she's going to float out here.
She's been all the way to the top so far. She's been all over the court. They're face guarding her, really trying to keep her from getting the ball, and that's the only way you're going to keep her from scoring.
Moore, kiss off the glass, no good. Strong rebound out of there by Ellis, and Lemars into the front court quickly. Quickly picked up the dribble. Ellis, I think, was thinking somebody was going for her. And ball fake, nothing there.
Grinnell
Dreckman
extending that defense a long ways.
Dreckman trying to draw, and she kisses off the glass as well, but just could not draw a foul there early on Durr. Now you've got a mismatch somewhere.
Yeah.
Because Dreckman's now guarding
Doty.
Doty.
She's on her. Doty, the shortest player we've seen in the tournament at 5'2".
Jackson's going to fire her first shot up, no good. But look at there, on cue.
Yep.
As Doty goes and gets it.
Dreckman, I'm not sure, knew that Doty was even in the vicinity.
Here's Moore swinging it across. Jackson. Pretty patient offense right here by the Tigers. Here's Jackson, gets fouled.
That's second already.
Two.
Yeah.
2 on Owens, and that's going to be key. I don't know how deep these guys are.
Yeah,
I have not seen Lemars play.
They'll only use about 6 or 7, so we're not looking at going too incredibly deep. But
well, they're okay. There we go. I was going to say, are they going to leave her in?
But this is their best lineup. After watching them that last round, this is when they get the Dreckmans in there. They create some mismatches offensively, and
so after that second foul picked up by Owens, it will be off the bench. It will be Jalen Dreckman. Jackson makes the first free throw, 1 to come here. Good as well. And then they'll come and pick up full court.
Baumgartner did a great job handling this press against Lewis Central. She'll be called upon to do it a bunch again today.
And they did break it fairly easily here. Dreckman to Dreckman, sisters.
Cousins.
Yes, thank you. I was not sure. I was going to ask you that. I didn't get a chance
they're
to.
Cousins. So.
All right, Cousins. There's a 3-ball along the way, and it is good. Schneider, and that's a Shields 3-point play. 3-2 Lemars.
Schneider not only going to be asked to play offense or defense a lot, but the first scoring as well for Lemars.
Kiss up quickly off the glass, no good by Harris. Going to stay here as Lemars could not control.
Yeah, it looked like Dreckman actually let that go out of bounds. Thought it was off Durr, but Dreckman let it go, Jalen Dreckman, and it's going to stay over there with Grinnell.
You can tell their concerted effort is we're going to drive the basketball.
Right.
We've got to get some fouls somewhere.
Yep.
Shot up by Moore, no good.
And that's the way to do it against a team not quite as deep.
Quickly, Schneider into the front court. Swings it across to Ellis, and she's getting pretty much harassed, and we're going to get a jump ball. We'll stay here.
Yeah, Doty out there all over the place, knocking the ball away a couple times, then dives in to create the jump ball, and the officials in there quick to let everybody know, hey, calm down.
Yeah,
we'll just play some basketball here.
It was a little chippy there as Doty and Ellis. Now they're going to look down low, nothing there. Now they get it in there. Nowhere to go. And I tell you, Durr, and we've got a timeout here. I think she hit her head or slipped, whichever it was. I did not
Ellis,
quite see
I believe, down there, isn't it?
It is Ellis.
She went down into the lane and just immediately put her hands over her head. I'm not sure what went on down there.
We are going to get a substitution here for her, it looks like. Yeah, she's just trying to collect herself a little bit here. Okay, she's going to be coming out. Actually, number 13, Brooke Hagee will come in for her. A little cooler heads prevail,
Yeah,
Andy.
we'll see on that one after. And Doty's out there. She's going to mix it up, but we've seen that out of her before. I mean, when you're undersized out there, you make your presence known in other ways, and she just tips another ball away there.
Yeah, Dreckman was trying to find Hagee, and she just tips it away. She's everywhere. She is absolutely everywhere.
Listed at 5'2", and those feet are moving awfully quick out there.
That one, pretty good area right there as Madison Dreckman finishes at the rim. 5-2 Lemars.
And that's a mismatch on Macy Harris. She's got about 5 inches on her when they got the mismatch down low.
We'll get a foul here on the floor as Schneider fouls Durr. You know, and part of what Durr really creates for you is those type of fouls where you don't want them 25 feet from the rim.
But you have to, because she'll shoot it from 24 feet from the rim. So that's
Moore's going to fire a three. No good. Halfway in and out.
One and done. Lemars was so good about that in the first round tournament game of not giving Lewis Central second opportunities.
But they'll have to do the same thing here.
No question.
They crashed pretty hard here. Moore almost went for the steal. Schneider with it. Swings it to Dreckman. Inside. Kiss up. No good by Jalen.
The pace of this game so far definitely favoring Lemars. It's been a half-court game both ways.
Blocked by Madison Dreckman, and she's into the front court. Swing to Schneider. Schneider's going to step for the three. Bottom of the net. 8-2. Quick timeout here by Lemars. We're going to go ahead and take it with them.
Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream, we make history.
All right, welcome back here. As we were running out of that break, it actually was a timeout for Grinnell. I had set it for Lemars. They just hit the three-pointer. So we're sitting at 8-2. And, of course, that's a Shields three-point play right there as we are coming back to action. 4:11 on your clock, 8-2 your score. And here we go as Harris. Durr's on the drive. She is bumped. That will be on Jalen Dreckman. And you're right, to the point. She's a tough handle 25 feet from the basket.
She is, and like you said, too, she can take it to the hoop. She can. You want to get a hand in her face because we've seen her shoot three-pointers, but you also know that she's quick off the dribble and could take it into the hole.
And I can tell you from experience, I've watched this girl for 4 years. 2 years ago, she couldn't do that. And she has developed into quite a basketball player.
Well, to have the natural tools that she does at 6'1", that's when you can add those skills to it as well. That creates a special player, and we've seen that from her.
Goslin is also now in on for the Tigers. Number 14 has now stepped on the floor.
So Grinnell a chance to use and extend their full court press, which we haven't seen much in the first half of this first quarter.
No, because you've had and the turnover is Harris on the steal. What you've seen is they've struggled to make shots.
Correct.
So it's
no chance to set it up.
Hard to set it up. There's your three ball on the way. No good, little long. Dreckman on the rebound.
That one thing, though, when Grinnell has Durr out of there shooting threes like that, that really creates, it's all Madison Dreckman down low. She's the only one. She's got a 5-inch height advantage on everyone else down there to get the rebound.
She's going to clean the glass pretty simply. And a huge block by Durr on Jalen Dreckman. And now she's got the basketball cross court. And fire up three ball, no good. Boy, I tell you, Grinnell can't buy one.
That's the third shot we've seen in and out for the Tigers.
There was nothing Harris couldn't do right there. And we are good. Let's see, we're going to get a foul here.
Looks like the officials came in. One was ready to call a jump ball, and they got things straight.
I'm assuming that's going to be on Goslin.
Yes, it is. Gosling, another one that's not the biggest out there. In fact, she's really small, 5'3", and she's got a lot of fight in her out on the court.
Kriegel into the lineup for Grinnell. Also in back, it's Doty, and trying to catch up with them. Baumgartner, number 14. Baumgartner back on the floor. Now down low they go. Let's see if Cameron Moore is trying to guard. That's a tough handle for Moore.
That's a tough handle for anybody. And that's you get Dreckman down there on the low post. She's able to catch it so low to the basket. A quick turn and dribble, and she's at the hoop.
10-4 your score here. The one thing that has mounted here for the Lemars, though, is those 14 fouls early here. We're only still just a little over halfway in that first quarter.
Yes,
and they've got 14
and
fouls
they've got
already.
Schneider, was it Schneider that we said had 2, I believe?
Yeah.
No, Owens got the 2, I believe.
Yeah, number 12.
On, so
yes, Owens.
So she has not been back in the game. We saw, Cascade yesterday get one of their stars. on the bench early on with 2 fouls as well, and they were able to play through it. I thought the girls stayed very composed. And so far, Lemars has actually extended their lead as well right now since Owens took a seat on the bench.
So Jackson on the travel. She was just trying to get her feet set and just moved around, forgot about dribbling the basketball.
They gave her a lot of time to think about it.
Annie Ellis is also back on the floor as she hit her head early. She's now back on the floor.
Okay.
Number 5. Dreckman. Baumgartner back to Dreckman, and she'll bring it up. Durr extends all the way out to half court for her.
There's a mismatch down low that I think Lemars is going to want to take advantage of
Somewhere.
right now.
Is that Harris?
They've got, Harris guarding Dreckman.
Durr staying down low there. And she's able to get the deflection and then a steal back from Lemars. Wow, great hands by Schneider.
It really was. A lot of hands, a lot of deflects here early on. The first couple steals we've really seen.
Dreckman's going to fire a 3. No good. It's long off the iron. Saved by the other Dreckman, Jalen, but she threw it up. Turnover. Harris. Jackson. Ball fakes. Nothing there.
A lot of quick hands.
And a foul right there on Ellis.
A lot of quick hands on defense on both sides. We've seen constant pestering on defense and really disrupting the flow of offense so far.
And that's been true on both sides so far. Neither team looks really comfortable in the offensive end.
And like I mentioned before, Grinnell has just not been able to get out and run like they want to be able to do. It's, they create a lot of opportunities off their full court press, and they just haven't been able to do that yet. They've hit 2 free throws and 1 field goal.
There's Jackson in the corner. Cameron Moore back on the floor here. Here's Durr. 3 ball, good. Doty.
And with all the attention on everyone else, if Doty can hit a couple of those shots, that's going to be huge for Grinnell. And there's the call. There's the force into a turnover.
There's your first forced turnover here. Lamar's trying to get a little too fast. It got a little bit out of control into the basketball game now is Milbrod.
You see all that attention on the 4 big scorers for Grinnell, and if Doty can step up and hit a couple more shots like that, it's going to be very tough for Lemars to defend them.
So 10-7 your score here. Lamar's in front. Here's Moore. Jackson. Quick kiss off the glass and good. 10-9 your score.
Great body control to get herself into the lane, come to a stop.
I got to give Harris some credit. She plays bigger than she is.
No question. Yeah, at 5'7", going against, I think,
she makes that steal, and she's down there rebounding. That's pretty good stuff out of that young lady.
And we've just seen it now. I mean, Grinnell's had a chance to get in the press, and they forced some turnovers, forced some mistakes on Lamar's part.
Madison Dreckman back on the floor here. Here's Durr with it. She's going to be out top. Cameron Moore now. And Jackson. Jackson's game, dribble drive, and then it's going to be kicked from there. But she's going to be one of the quicker ones on the floor here. She's going to be tough to handle.
There it is.
Kick to the corner, looking for Doty. Kick for Durr. I think we're going to stay here. Yes, it was off of Lamar's. Milbrod.
Lamar's is going to let Doty have that shot. You notice as she started to dribble, they all immediately enclosed into the lane, and she tried to force it in there. That she's going to have that shot if she wants to take it.
Well, she's knocked one down. If she's able to get another one. And a 3-ball. And all of a sudden, Grinnell is up to 12-10. And they're able to get the press loaded up. Good break right there by Lemars as Ellis just calms down, gets everybody into the front court, and away we go. Baumgartner. Ellis now. Let's see if she's going to look down low. Boy, Doty is all over Ellis. Let's see if this one goes, and it does. Madison Dreckman in the corner. Tell you what, though, Grinnell's defense has really gotten active. There's the end of the quarter with our score. Lamar's 13, Grinnell 12. We'll be back for second quarter action.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
You just have to get their feet here on the pavement in B. Being in Des Moines, you just get it through the experience.
I'm a fan of a lot of our fast, casual cuisine.
A little theater, some great restaurants.
There's a lot going on musically.
If you can't find things to do in Des Moines,
You must be boring.
this is a magical place.
All right, welcome back here to Wells Fargo Arena as we get ready for second quarter action. Grinnell and Lemars in a good one so far. Andy, 13-12 Lemars.
The one thing Grinnell's going to have to be careful of here, and we just saw it in that last possession, they get moving all around on defense. They're harassing everybody, but then Madison Dreckman left wide open in the corner. She's the shooter. She's the one you have to identify for Grinnell, and they were not able to as they were going after everybody else with the ball. Stay disciplined, Tigers.
And the other side of that I see here is look who is guarding her. That's Harris. And that's 5'7" on 6 foot. As the shot goes up, no good. And I think we're going to get the foul then. But actually, after Baumgartner rebounded her own miss, and any coach will tell you, and any shooter will tell you, I can tell you when I'm going to miss, and I know right where to go.
You can, when you follow that shot, you can tell if you're off or where it's going to roll around to.
And she
that's something that we have not seen out of Baumgartner a whole lot. Is really trying to create her own opportunity. Oh, great look.
A great look by Madison Dreckman, and Ellis has got to be going, what?
You're not going to get
100 out of 100 times.
Yeah, you're not going to get many better opportunities than that against this Grinnell defense.
Durr kick to Jackson. Into the side here to Moore. Back, and we're going to get a 3-ball on the way. Long, but look who goes and gets hers. And then scooping it up.
Harris is going to get credit for that rebound, but it was really Jackson that kept it alive off the miss. Like you said before, she followed her own miss, was able to tip it to Harris, who got the rebound and put it in.
So Owens into the front court, and it's a turnover, and she's back on the floor, so that we'll have to kind of pay attention to that on how her defensive effort looks with having those 2 fouls. But quick turnover, 1-point lead Grinnell as we are 7 minutes mark here in the second. And right on cue, I'm telling you, the young ladies come to play. Macy Harris.
That was a great look from her, the spin move in the lane. I don't think she encountered as much resistance as she thought.
There's Dreckman, kiss off the glass and good.
Great body control by Madison Dreckman.
Oh, boy. I was just getting ready to say the same thing. You and I were thinking the same. To not draw that foul or to not get that contact.
Yeah, because Durr was set for sure.
There's Harris, and it's going to be on the floor.
Called a foul a little bit early in the,
but
in
what's
the
it
move
on?
there.
Right there.
There it is.
That is the third. Dakota Owens with her third.
And that's just in transition right there. I mean, she's stuck in a bad situation in transition. And I've seen this before. You've got girls, the ones that are aware of everything else going on. She's over there to try to help in transition, and she, unfortunately, is the one that gets called for the foul.
And it wasn't like Grinnell had a fast break going per se. It was really a delayed break.
Yep.
On cue on that three-point play, the Shields three-point play, Macy Harris. 19-15 Grinnell. And then the turnover for stepping over the line, and it'll be Tiger basketball.
Just like
Unforced errors will kill you all day long.
And Grinnell's been explosive here. We've seen this. I mean, they were down 10-2. Now just like that, it's 19-15, and that seems like it was only a couple minutes ago.
3-ball from Moore, and Grinnell starting to light it up. Another Shields three-point play. 22-15 your score. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one with them.
Stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
All right, welcome back here. Brian Carlisle alongside Andy Pollock. And I tell you, Andy, I'm this has just been an explosive second quarter here for Grinnell so far.
Absolutely, and it hasn't been Sienna Durr. It's been Jackson and Moore that have come to play. And we talked about, the best players are the one they can kind of get canceled out. Who's going to be the next one to step up? We've seen it.
And on Keeley, Lemars hits a three as Schneider drills a Shields three-point play.
And Schneider's been that secondary player for Lemars that stepped up big time.
22-18 your score. Here's Moore on the drive. The kick, a three ball. That one's going to be really extremely long. And we're going to get a tie up right here. And we're going to keep it here as Durr was able to tie it up.
Durr and Baumgartner, and it looked like
Dreckman
down there as well. We had a lot of hands on the basketball.
22-18, 5:41 here as Grinnell will trigger. And the unsung hero right now has got to be Harris, though.
Oh, no question, no question. What she's done, some huge shots that she's hit, keeping a lot of possessions alive. That one's not, some of those won't show up in the stat book.
Three ball Jackson, in and out. Boy, that was, again, all the way, it seemed like almost all the way down. That's the third or the fourth one I think Grinnell has had that happen to him.
Might want to check the height on that hoop.
Check that rim. Has anybody dunked so far? That's what I want to know. Three ball on the way, no good. Jackson on the rebound. Dreckman missed that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure Dreckman's a rhythm shooter like that.
Moore, no good.
Dreckman's not a catch and shoot type player. She's going to have to get
settle
set.
In. Yep. Yeah, got to settle in a little bit. So to be Schneider right here in front of us. Oh, bothered by Moore, and then she got the foul.
The look on Moore's face when she got done, she did not want it. It was close. But
the look on her face was what?
Yeah. We've seen worse get called. We've seen worse not get called.
So into the game, Pettig will replace Cameron Moore. As I believe Moore, let's see. I'll have to look to see if she's got more than one foul here. There's Dreckman a little bit hard on that one. Durr goes and gets it, and Sienna's going to push.
They created a 2-on-1 fast break for themselves. Not the best shot to get in that situation.
And a huge hack. And Pettig will step to the free throw line. I'm not even sure how she seed it because it looked like the hand came right in front of her.
Big old volleyball spike swing at her.
Her second team foul number 7.
You almost get the feeling Grinnell has a big lead here.
It feels like it, but it's really been in the last few minutes. And keep in mind, they started off in an 8-point hole when this run started.
Yep, and that lefty hits the first one. 23-18 your score. One more free throw coming. Yeah, I just sit here and I'm like, this thing's got to be like 8-10. I look up, it's 4.
Just kind of looking around here, this may be the biggest collective crowd we've had so far at the
Grinnell travels well, don't they?
Lemars too.
And Lemars really good. A lot of
red and black. They had a huge contingent here the other day as well.
There's a steal. Jackson, good.
Jackson able to change hands in midair on that. Just a beautiful job of realizing where the resistance was coming from, switch it over to her right hand and put it in.
And we'll get a foul here on, I believe, Doty. Little hip check. As they were trying to set that double team up in the corner. What she forgot about is, hey, just stand still because that end line is your other
that's
friend.
Your next defender. Yep, you got actually in that corner you've got a 6th and 7th defender really working for you down there. We talked earlier about how Grinnell is not playing their pace of game. That has definitely changed in the latter stages of the first quarter. Here into the second quarter, they've been able to set up their press, really create a lot of disadvantages for Lemars.
And you get the feeling that Lemars, just to a little bit, we'll see after the shot goes up, no good.
Don't like that shot. Long twos,
you're gonna
not
head
my
the
favorite.
Other way. Oh, they got it on Moore.
Ooh.
And I tell you what, honestly, I'm going to tell you, Jalen Dreckman, she was heading the other way. She honestly thought it was on her.
She did, yeah, she was. That's 2 quick ones on Moore.
Yes, it is. She's still on the floor, though. And as the ball is knocked away by Pettig, she's got to be very careful here with those 2 fouls, though.
We'll see that interior passing between the Dreckmans. They're very good at that, anticipating where each other are going to be, but they've got to be able to get the ball down there first to create that situation. So far as Grinnell extends that defense, the last 6 or 7 minutes, they've really made things difficult on Lemars to get the ball down low.
You and I were sitting here talking, and we were talking about how it felt like it's more as Dreckman scores, Jalen. But
Jalen was able to get Harris on her hip there on the inbounds play.
The press has sped Lemars up a little bit and almost too much.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And you can certainly get out of your own rhythm. You end up getting open looks. that you don't normally get early in a possession and take some that you may not be used to taking.
Durr cleans up the glass after the miss by Harris, and she'll be stepping to the free throw line to complete the old conventional three-point play.
And Jalen Dreckman standing there saying she was straight up, and she was, no doubt about it, but there's just too much contact made to not call the foul there in that situation. And Durr's so good about reaching in and creating that contact.
She doesn't shy away from it, that's for sure. 28-20. Now all of a sudden we've got ourselves an 8-point game. Here's Madison Breckman coming up, and she does. And
I think Harris thought she got whistled for a foul.
I think so too. Well, I thought he actually was calling it, but he was just saying that he knocked the ball and she was standing out of bounds when she did it.
Grinnell makes you earn every dribble.
Here's Dreckman. Kicks across inside. No good. Rebounded out of there.
And that was one of the best looks Lemars has had in the last few minutes.
Gosselin was able to get that one. Here's Harris with it. Gosselin on the far side. Man-to-man still here by Lemars. Pretty much has stayed that way all game so far. Here's Jackson. Weaves through, slices, and couldn't get it to finish.
They're making things way too easy on Jackson right now. She's been able to get to the hoop quite easily. They've got, really we talk about the mismatch on offense when she's got Madison Dreckman on her down here. Well, Dreckman guarding Jackson extended all the way out to that three-point line. That's a mismatch for Grinnell, and they're taking advantage of it right now.
Maybe one of the quickest first steps I think I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it's she gets there in a hurry. One of the other ones saw a couple in 5A today that there was a couple gals that are really fun to watch there. And Jones has been one of my favorite players in this tournament. She has just done some outstanding things, and you can tell there's some great team chemistry on all these teams that we've seen here in the semifinals. A lot of girls that enjoy each other's company and play for each other.
So Jalen Dreckman will be out, and Grace Milrod will be in now for Lemars. As they're down 10, we're going to have a Jackson on a foul, getting a little too tight.
Yep. And that's a good call. I mean, she's not trying to do anything too mean or anything like that, but she's stuck, and there's a lot of contact.
So. She plays up that tight pretty much most of the time anyway. So Snyder will trigger here. Gets it in, and it will be Baumgartner now with Jackson on her. And they're going to the far side, and you look now, they are pretty much doubling up.
Yeah, they've got her bracketed pretty well down there.
So there's going to be somebody open. And there's your open person, and Miss Harris on the rebound. And I think Grinnell's going to live with that. If you make it, okay, we might come out. But until you do, I'm taking your best star away.
They're going to make someone else beat you, and they've done a better job here. It was right at the end of the first quarter when Dreckman hit that three-pointer when she was left wide open, and they've done a much better job of identifying where she is on the court and not even letting her touch the ball for the most part.
I was hoping we got a chance to see what she finished with in the first quarter, because right now she's sitting on 9.
Yeah, she was at 7 at the end of the first quarter.
So she's only had 2 in the next over 5 minutes. Here's Dreckman.
Actually, no, she did have 9 at the end of the first quarter. I'm sorry, she had that, yes.
There's Hauge, gets it up to Snyder. Into the corner, now Dreckman with it. 3 ball, no good.
One and done.
Yeah, it is. That was Snyder on that miss. Here's Jackson, ball fake. Harris is going to get her 3, good. And it's a 33-20 lead.
So now some of those shots that weren't falling earlier for Grinnell, they had those shots earlier. They just weren't falling. Now they're falling.
And now when they clamp on that full court press, and it should be, and we're going to get a timeout. Let's keep it here, Andy. So we'll reset it here. 33-20 your score. 19 fouls on Lemars, 6 on Grinnell. But I think the overall, the concisive factor for me right now is the fact that you look, Grinnell is really ratcheting down that full court press.
They're able to play their game right now, and that's exactly what they want to do. They, as things started off, it was just sluggish on offense, and really their offense creates defense opportunities, and they build off each other because the defensive press creates offensive opportunities. So they've done a really nice job of, after hitting some shots. Now, like I said, they weren't falling earlier, but you keep shooting. Obviously, you don't get to this point if you don't keep shooting.
Right. So. The other side of that is it hasn't been Durr.
No, it has not.
She has 5, but right now with Harrison Jackson on the outside, the thing that I'm waiting to start to see and it looks like Grinnell is starting to set that up, is now I've got to come out and guard those 2. So what does that do in your middle?
Yeah,
well, now that's Durr.
And
so Grinnell's three-headed monster is really working pretty well.
I still don't see them coming off Durr. I think they're going to stick with that game plan and still try to let everybody else beat them right now. Defensively, Lemars is going to have some other players step up. They were early. They just haven't been able to now.
I'll play devil's advocate. I don't want to get shot out of the building.
Right.
I've got to be able to sustain somewhere here. Here's Harris with it.
Remember back in the old days of Bill Fennelly and was it Courtney Paris, I believe, for OU, and he was his whole goal was she's the only one that's going to beat us. They were not going to let anybody else. She'd score 60, 50, whatever, but he was not going to let anybody else step up and have a big game in that game.
It was the same thing in the boys' side with LaFesta Rhodes, goes off for like 50 against Iowa, but they were not going to have anybody else beat them that day.
And Iowa State did win that game.
They did. As Ellis fell down again as she tripped. I'm not sure if she was tripped or not, but she ended up on the floor, tie ball, and it'll stay here with Lemars.
Grinnell's tempo is just not being able to be matched lately by Lemars.
Here's the three ball. No good off the iron. And here comes Harris. She's going to draw the contact. No foul. They did not give that foul at all. Here's Durr working the post, kiss off the glass. You can tell she is at her best when she's on the far side block, can drop to the left shoulder and kiss right off the middle of the glass.
And great recognition by Harris, though, to see that she had a much smaller defender on her. I mean, that's a huge mismatch down low.
Missed by Dreckman, and right now Grinnell is on a run. And there's another one. It's 37-20. Lemars is getting barraged right now, and they've just got to slow down, relax.
You can't relax against Grinnell, though. They don't give you an opportunity to.
Another steal, and this will be a finish at the rim. And we'll see if Lemars is going to call timeout here. No, he's not. Down 19 here. Here's Dreckman.
Yeah, you can't relax. The second you do, Grinnell's immediately down to the end of the court for a layup.
That was a quick 4 points right there. Looking inside, Durr steals it away as they overthrew on Dreckman. And here comes Sienna into the front court, swings cross court. And she's like, well, come on, guys, move.
They're going to hold for one. Why not? Right now you lead by 19. Why not?
Yeah, you're coming up on, 20 seconds left in the quarter. Here's Jackson. Cut Durr. Sienna scores, blocking foul. It is blocking foul on Lemars, and that'll be on Hagee.
What a play. I mean, you hear about, what a pass, the entry pass, but Durr in the lane, able to get her body turned while she's in the air and kiss it off the glass. We heard so much about her. I know you've seen her. I don't heard a lot about her heading into this tournament, but definitely living up to the billing so far here today.
We're going to get Jackson out, and I believe we're probably, we're also going to get Doty out here. So for Grinnell, number 32, Kragel, and number 14, Goslin back in on the floor. And I believe if Durr makes this, she's getting substituted for as well.
You don't want to risk a cheap foul here at the end of the half.
And they get her as well, as Grinnell will get her and McKnight. And Durr all of a sudden just made her presence felt.
Yeah, she's been all over. And again, those turnovers have created, they've been able to run. They're just operating at a totally different tempo than Lemars right now.
And Grinnell is just going to go ahead and, I think they're going to half token, but they're just going to let this get over. Right now you're sitting at a 22-point lead as you're coming to the end of the quarter. Nice dish. Great shot by Hagee. And that'll do it. So at the half, your score, Grinnell 42, Lemars 22. We're going to take about a minute break. We'll be back with a couple of interviews coming up next.
And here, we don't just dream, we make history by nearly doubling our clean energy as part of our 100% renewable vision. With this, our energy costs will remain some of the lowest in the nation. We'll create new jobs and boost economic growth. Our air will be cleaner, our state stronger, and together, we'll advance this country's energy future forever. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service. This is Iowa.
It has become something of a lost art, remembering someone's face, remembering a name. They're the building blocks of a strong, caring community. Can you think of anything else more important than that? We can't.
Welcome back here to at the half is Grinnell and Lemars. I think it's a 42-20 lead, I believe, at the half. Yeah, I'm sorry, 42-22. I'm here with Coach Jones from Dallas Center Grimes Phillies. Coach, you know this team very, very well. You have in the conference. What are you liking about Grinnell right now?
Oh, they played really well. The last 3 minutes of that half, they were pretty incredible.
So let's talk a little bit about the Little Hawkeye Conference.
Right.
There's one conference here that is, to me, is very odd in the way of the fact that you have a 5A school in Indianola.
Right.
Then you get your 4A schools, and then you have Appella Christian.
Right.
So that's not common through many conferences, but I guess to my point, it's interesting for me. But how do you guys treat that thing? You look at this Indianola team and go, oh, well, we know here pretty soon they're going up to 4A. We don't worry about them, or 5A.
Yeah. No, I think it's a great conference to play in. You know, to be able to play in a conference like that throughout the season and get tested day in, day night, every day, it's very valuable for us come postseason for sure.
Yeah, Indianola made it down here.
Right.
Obviously, Grinnell out of the conference. And then for you guys, it's probably been your nemesis the last couple of years with Boone.
Right.
Sub-state final, 2 years in a row here you've had them. They get down here, they lose the opening round. But what do you think is so far as the tournament's concerned, these teams that you're seeing now here in this 4A class?
Oh, it's been a great tournament. There's a lot of great players down here, a lot of great teams. It's been very, very fun to watch.
For somebody that has not seen you coach, which I have had the pleasure of for many times, kind of talk about your background. You played basketball for many years.
Right.
D3 Collegiate Player of the Year, I believe.
Right.
Am I right? All right. So talk about your maturity up as you took over DCG, your coaching experience.
Well, I coached for 2 years as a boys assistant at Guthrie Center, and then I moved over to Dallas Center Grimes, and I was a boys assistant for 12 years. And so the last 3 years I've been the varsity girls head coach. It's been a great experience, coaching the boys under Coach Rankin, and then now coaching with on the girls' side as well. It's been great.
Yeah, and you had your first 1,000-point scorer.
We did. We were very fortunate to have her.
Yeah, she's pretty smooth, Borchers, and she's actually going to be playing in the All-Star or whatever that is at the end of the year here. So pretty impressive. But as I look through and I've looked at some of these classes so far, like a CPU and a Marion and those schools, it's every year they seem like they reload, retool. Talk about what you're going to have these next couple of years coming back for yourself.
Okay. Well, we lose Jenna Borchers. She was a great senior for us, and she's, like you said, a 1,000-point scorer. She was our leader both on offense and defense, and just an all-around great player. So we lose her, but we had a very young team, a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores that played this year. So we have a lot of young talent that's experienced coming back. So we'll have to fill some big shoes, but having that experience would be very helpful.
All right. Well, Coach, thank you very much. I believe we have one other coming, so I want to cut it a little bit short. Thank you very much for coming down. Enjoy the tournament. Coach Adam Jones, the Dallas Center Grimes Phillies. We'll be right back.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
Iowa pig farmers care. Learn more at iowapork.org.
Spring has arrived at the all-new Fireplace Superstore. Drop in and check out all the new 2017 patio furniture. At Fireplace Superstore, you will find Central Iowa's most complete outdoor furniture selection for your deck and patio, including gas and charcoal grills, fire pits, and wicker furniture. Get in on the early spring savings going on now. Fireplace Superstore has been creating your outdoor style for over 35 years. Fireplace Superstore just west of Homemakers on Douglas in Urbandale.
Community doesn't happen overnight. It takes a vision for the future, the ability to turn a challenge into a success, and individuals who inspire new generations of growth. Greater Des Moines has done a lot of growing over the years, and so have we. At Brick Gentry Law, your success is something that we create together. Thank you for making us a part of your community. Thank you for 50 years.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
Welcome back here to Wells Fargo Arena. Brian Carlisle alongside Andy Pollock. I'm telling you what, I went from, hey, Lemars looks really good playing, all of a sudden you look up and it's a 20-point game.
And the thing to keep in mind was Lemars led this game by a point at the end of the first quarter, but really a second quarter explosion by Grinnell as they
30.
got into the game. They want to play 30 points. Yeah, that's just crazy. You'll have to excuse some of the excitement behind us. They're throwing out free Oreos and Dar Danielson's back there, so look out.
Dar didn't get any, though. He will, though.
Came up empty.
You didn't get any Orioles? So, you know, as we're looking at this, and, you know, everybody's going to focus on number 34. But right now, I'm not focusing this at her. But Harris, Jackson, Doty, Moore, all complimented her, and then she was able to get going late in that half. She did. She's leading the team right here with 12. But Jackson with 11, Harris with 10, Doty with 5, Moore with only 3. But I'm telling you, that 5 right there collectively, when they got their feet underneath them, boy, they just went. It was crazy.
And they hit 3 quick threes in that second quarter, and that really extended the defense out, forced them to cover up a lot more of the court than I think that Lemars wanted to cover. So, you know, Lemars went just stone cold. They've not been able to hit a thing so far, and they've been challenged. I mean, they haven't been easy shots to take at all.
You got forced into the turnover side. They have 10 turnovers here in this first half. You know, they're shooting 50% from the field. They're also shooting 75% from three ring. But they only got
50% was in the first quarter. It cooled off a lot in the second
37
quarter.
for the game.
Yes,
you're 5 for 10 in the first, but in the second, you couldn't get it. You just couldn't get anything going. Right now, if I'm them, you gotta get that collective sigh, that breath, just relax. It's 20. You got to cut into it. Get it to 10 by that fourth quarter. You know, get it under 10 by that fourth quarter. Anything can happen. But they got to go back to being able to get comfortable on that offensive end.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to get there all at once, like you said. They make it a goal, be within 15 at the 4-minute mark, be within 10 at the 8-minute mark. You know, just to get to that point, scratch and claw your way back in it. Do it with how you've won your game so far this year with great defense. You don't have to rush bad shots on offense right now to work your way back in this game. However, Grinnell can kind of force you into taking some bad shots when you get caught up in the tempo that they like to play with. And if Grinnell continues to play their pace of game, just making this an up-and-down type game, there's really not much shot for Lemars in the second half.
Right, and, you know, and give Lemars a lot of credit. I think they're going to find Dreckman here, Madison Dreckman. She did leave. Her and Schneider both had 9 for them, you know, but when you get 22 and that first quarter you had 13, they only scored 9 in that second quarter. They'd missed some shots also. They also missed some bunnies. But and when they got those shots, those are the ones right now they got to get to fall.
They're going to have to finish, and they can give themselves a chance
by
getting shots, first of all, not turning the ball over, but then, yes, finishing the opportunities that they do get.
Right, and I got to believe you're going to see a second half concerted effort. I almost believe, and I have not seen Lemars play only but this half, but I got to believe Madison may get down in that post. She's, where she's real comfortable. She does shoot the three ball well, but I don't know that that's her overall best part of her game.
They've got to figure out a way actually to have her and Jalen Dreckman on the court again at the same time. There wasn't a whole lot of opportunities for them together in that first half. I thought some good things happened when they were on the court, but they have a good chemistry between each other. They're able to get the ball to each other when they're open, but they're going to need those two, are their primary scorers. They're going to need those two to step up.
And you got to see now Dakota Owens. The other side of that was she didn't really get in this game. Right. She got 2 early fouls. She sat most of the quarter. She got a 3rd foul in that second quarter. But you got to get her on this game. She's got to get into this game.
Yeah, she only played 4 minutes in that first half. So, you're right.
We are going to go ahead and get ready with second half action here. And it will be Grinnell basketball. Lemars coming out with, let's see, they have got their starting 5 on the floor. Yes, they do. Ellis, Owens, Baumgartner, Snyder, and Dreckman. And it'll be Harris, Jackson, Doty, Moore, and it will be Durr. Back to the original starting 5 here for Grinnell. And we are underway here, second half action. Here's Moore with it. Swings across to Jackson. Looking for Durr underneath. Nothing there. And Snyder he's going to draw the initial with her. Kiss off the glass, no good as she tried to draw I tell you what, Snyder did a great job right there just to stay in front and not get that foul.
Yeah, Durr played through a lot of contact there and not quite able to get it to fall.
Kick down low, quick hit off out of bounds. It'll stay with Lemars.
As we watch, and we've watched a lot of basketball here the last 4 days, but the interesting part is you can tell immediately every team to a T when they come out of that locker room break at halftime is almost turn the ball over trying to get it to their best player, forcing it into their best player. Happens game after game after game.
Yeah, because that first conversation is we got to get the ball
down
low.
Get it to who, yeah. And we just saw it again there.
3 ball on the way. Good by Ellis. And maybe that'll get her going as well.
And I think if you left me that open for that long, I might be able to spot one up as well. No one identified Ellis as a shooter. Calmly steps up and drains it.
I'm not sure she thought she was going to shoot it. She really looked like she was trying to get that ball in the post. Great shot from her.
And that's what they'll need, someone else to step up for the Lemars in this second half.
Here's Moore with it. Hands it off. Here's Durr trying to go. Here's Moore. Moore ball fakes. Kick across court, Jackson.
Very patient right now, Grinnell.
Harris. Yes, well, you can be.
Absolutely, yes.
Here's Durr, kicks it to Jackson. Ball fake.
Oh, good look.
Good high-low action as she cut across. Bounce pass to Durr and finish at the bucket. And now here comes that press.
That penetration just really got Lemars out of whack on their defensive transition.
Dreckman's they got numbers.
Not sure why she doesn't shoot that.
Snyder into the corner to Dreckman. Ball turned over. Harris hit it. Been active all day, has number 2. Ball fake. She looks to go, does not. Moore's going to shoot a 3. No good off front iron, and there's Harris to Durr. Durr's going to fire real hard off the back. Lemars clears. Baumgartner. Now Ellis way up quickly to Snyder. To a cutting Dreckman.
They gave it to her.
Did they give it?
They did, yeah. They gave her the bucket. NBA continuation there. She was fouled a couple steps away, but she was able to get it to fall.
Great shot by her, falling away to her left and shooting it with her right hand.
Here you see the replay. Oh, yeah.
Good finish. That's a great finish.
It's a great finish, yeah.
So Dreckman to shoot the free throw, no good. Rebounded out of there by Grinnell and Moore, and they will be into the front court. 5:48 on the clock. 17-point lead here by Grinnell, 44-27. Here's Harris. Kick to Moore. Cross court Doty.
Doty doesn't want to take the shot this time. She's got her 1 for today. Play the percentages and keep it there.
They've just put so much pressure here on you on this end. Just like that. There's Harris. You know, their dribble penetration has really hurt Lemars all day.
And when it's not the penetration, it's someone from the outside.
So Jalen Breckman on that is actually now in the game. I missed, and Ellis went out. My bad. So it'll be Jalen and Madison here on the floor at the same time. There's Madison, kicks it inside to Jalen, and if Moore had turned around,
yeah, he was right there by her.
Swinging far side.
Grinnell again really extending their defense out here.
Dreckman kicks cross court to Schneider.
Here's the matchup
inside
they
to
want.
Madison. Madison off the front of the iron, no good. Going to stay here or not? Nope, it's going to be Grinnell basketball.
And they've got to take advantage of when Jalen Dreckman catches that ball up at the elbow. They really draws Durr out of there, and that creates a mismatch down low for Madison Dreckman. They're just not able to get her the basketball right now.
And you should be able to have some high-low action right there. They just have not been able to figure out that part of the game yet where they can get that high-low working.
And that's what they were so good about that in the quarterfinals.
Harris fires. Good. Macy Harris. Having herself a day here.
Dead on.
There's a steal by Harris to Moore. Back to Harris. Now we're going to get Moore on a 3-ball. Good. And back-to-back threes. And we are going to get a full timeout here by Lemars. 52-27 your score. We will be right back.
The value of staying active cannot be overlooked in our lives or our young athletes. However, high-intensity workouts come with the risk of injury. If you or your child have sustained a sports injury, Select Physical Therapy in conjunction with Iowa Ortho are here to help with 2 convenient walk-in locations.
From diagnosis through recovery, you'll be put directly into the hands of experts who will evaluate and treat your sports-related injury.
Call us today for an evaluation.
Let's see those dance moves.
All right, welcome back here, where Grinnell has extended the lead here to 25, 52-27. Back-to-back threes, and by Moore and by Harris. And I tell you, those two have been extremely active here early in this third quarter.
They really have, and it's, right now, Lemars is just outmatched. I mean, as we look at things out there, they've not been able to keep up with the pace that Grinnell's played at. And it was good for a quarter, but right now Grinnell's made it so hard. Everything that Lemars has had to be worked so hard.
And swinging it up through. Here's Ellis with the basketball, and here comes that double team. We're going to get Doty on a foul here on a bump, and they're still clamping.
Yeah, they're not letting up at all.
1-2-1-1 or full court press, and when they get it across half court, they're doubling.
Yeah, well, when that's the style you play, that's what you do. You dance with who brung you, and
yeah, you got to continue doing what you do.
We saw what happened to them in a half-court game in the first half. They weren't able to really play in that half-court game. It was getting into a full-court game. That's what's allowed them to do what they need to do.
Baumgartner on the drive, and I think she's going to get draw a foul on Durr, as Sienica's not quite able to get across the lane and get set. So at the 4:06 mark here.
They've extended their lead, Grinnell has.
Yep, it'll be Baumgartner stepping to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Fouls on Grinnell, number 34, Sienna Durr, her first, team foul number 4.
And if Lemars is going to work their way back in this game, it's someone like Baumgartner that's going to need to step up. We've seen some good things happen when she's driven the basketball. And here she gets herself to the free throw line once more.
First one is good by Baumgartner.
This is an interesting, just as you look at the lineups for this game, so many games we've seen so many young players in there. You look at this game, it's all juniors and seniors in the starting lineups for these two teams, and I don't think we've seen that in any game yet this tournament. 2
seniors and a junior here for Grinnell. Or 2 seniors and 2 juniors for Grinnell. So here's Moore with it. 52-29 your score, as both free throws were made by Baumgartner. Moore into the corner looking for Harris, gets it down low to Durr. She could not finish. Just a little bit of a bump there on Dreckman. And then kicking the ball up, here we go to Ellis. Ellis not gonna go. Moving the ball around, here's a 3-ball on the way, no good. Durr on the rebound.
Durr is everywhere.
actually, see what number she is. Number 14. Actually, Goslin is in the ball game here for Grinnell. Number 14. I'm not sure who she got. It may have been Doty. It is. Doty's now getting a rest.
And with a quick turnaround with a championship game tomorrow night, maybe not a bad idea to get some players a rest right now either.
Jackson's going to hit the first free throw. Cameron Moore out. And in number 40, Pettig. I would assume we'll see a lot of substitutions here in the second half here for Grinnell, especially once they get to that fourth.
Yeah, assuming this score holds right now. We just have not seen much out of Lemars to show that they can get back into this game here.
They have been hit by a barrage. That is true.
And it all happened at once. That's the crazy part. I mean, it just...
Kiss off the glass, no good by Baumgartner.
You know, we're cruising along, and Lamar's up by a point at the end of the quarter, and then bam, just like that, Grinnell hits it.
30-9. That was just amazing. And another one. 3-ball by Durr as she steps out and hits a three. And it's 57-29. Ball passed up ahead. Could not get it was Dreckman. As Jalen trying to get it, was not able to. It'll be a turnover on Lemars. So Grinnell basketball, 2:48 here left in the third, as Harris will walk it up here now. Still man-to-man by Lemars. Here's Durr. Jackson's three. No good off the front of the iron.
Maybe a little deeper than you want to have Jackson shooting the ball at this point.
Solid rebound out of there by Madison Dreckman.
They just get you playing at a hectic pace. Look at this.
Al Harris with the steal. She's coming up. Another three ball on the way. No good. Hard off the back iron by Goslin, and it'll be a reset. Ball fake. Here's a kiss up. No good on the floater. Harris trying to get that floater to go and wasn't able to.
Harris really makes his team go, doesn't she? You mentioned that in the pregame, but man, watching her, she is all over the place. 15 points so far today, but she's everywhere.
Her energy, so Moore back on the floor. Also in for number 32 is Kriegel. What her energy brings is you can see everybody's game comes up from that.
Yes, absolutely, yep.
So now they're still in that full court. Still
they're
in
not
that
backing
press.
off at all. Here, a little more token here now.
Yeah, it's more about just slowing you up a little bit, not really going to put any kind of clamp on you. Here's Dreckman. First really good look. Let's see if it falls. It does not. That was really probably her first really, really good look of the quarter.
Yeah, and they've just not been able to get the ball to her here. Really in the entire middle part of the game, the second quarter and the third quarter, we just haven't seen her get many opportunities at all. She's up to 11 right now, but 9 of those were in the first quarter.
Yeah.
I've been alerted that we might have some fans back in Grinnell watching us today, so we'll have to give a special thank you to those of you watching in Grinnell, also those of you watching in Lemars that couldn't make it down today. A great service that the Girls Athletic Union offers to be able to watch these games for free.
Well, I definitely want to let all of those fans know thank you very much for watching. And you guys have brought really good crowds here. Both schools have.
You look at this today, it's fun.
It's been an awesome crowd. Here's Harris.
Those crowds before this one as well with Marion and Center Point Urbana. There's some creative chants going back and forth. They had a couple chuckles out of us in the student section. That was great.
Kriegel and Harris, two-man game right here so far. Here's Kriegel, and she is going to be on a reaching foul. Let's see if they're getting that on Baumgartner. They are. Baumgartner on that foul. So with 1:12 left here on the clock in the third, 57-29 your score. As Madison Dreckman will go get a break here. And you'll bring in Jalen Dreckman for her. So Lamar starting to roll some people in. Hauge is on the floor as well. Here's Moore with it. You got Moore and Harris on the floor. So here's Harris. Kicks it far corner. Kriegel on the floor as well. Inside it goes. Good drop on the backside.
Yeah, that's not the matchup you want for Grinnell.
And a shot up and in as Owens hits the bucket and gets fouled with 51-2 on your clock here in the third.
Yeah, Pettig posting up down low is not really the look you want for Grinnell right now.
And you could tell she wasn't comfortable, but she did have McKnight on the backside if they could have dumped that ball in. She just didn't see it.
It's such a tough look as Pettig down there's 5'7" in the land of the Giants.
Owens gets the
Good
free
hustle.
throw but misses. Here's Harris with it. And she's looking to go, gets it up to the corner. Kriegel back to Harris. Harris has really had herself a really good basketball game here. As McKnight, and it's a turnover on Grinnell.
Number 10, Naomi Jackson.
Jackson back on the floor. She'll get Harris a break here. Much deserved by the young lady. 15 points on the day so far.
That may be all we see from her. We'll see how that.
Well, Jackson comes back on.
Yeah.
She's had 13. So
yeah, who pick your
scoring
poison.
for scoring.
I'm not sure how you defend this Grinnell team, and they do so much of it in transition that you don't have time to identify the shooters.
Here's Dreckman, Madison with it now. Jackson on her. This may be a mismatch this far out. It's not a mismatch when you get down to the post. As Baumgartner with it, hands off to Schneider, back to Baumgartner.
Little 3-2 zone, 1-2-2 look for Grinnell.
Owens here, Dreckman. You were saying this, when we were talking earlier, this was your best lineup as far as with Dreckman's. This is that 5 right now.
And it works because there's so much attention drawn to them. You can see Baumgartner hit that from the corner, but maybe too little too late. We'll see.
Hits the 3. That is the Shields three-point play. 57-34 after 3. We'll be right back to start the fourth quarter.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game, Shields.
I've had, the people I've met, I couldn't have imagined a better college experience. The professor gets to know you really quickly. I know that people know who I am and that they care about me. With the opportunities I have here, I'm going to be able to succeed. Now I just feel like I can do anything. I don't know.
All right, welcome back here as we are getting ready to start fourth quarter action. Winner of this one, Andy, gets Marion in the championship game. 8 o'clock tomorrow night, right here, as Iowa Public Television will be taking over and doing all of the championship games. So Lemars has got 1 quarter to do it, down 23. We haven't seen anything crazy like that, but
the biggest fourth quarter deficit we've seen so far is 14.
Well, I mean, to Lamar's credit, just have a strong second half. Come back out here, get a strong second half. You know, win a quarter here, and just see what happens here for you.
Give yourself some a good positive way to end the season on. You know, we talked, the winner of this going to play Marion tomorrow night. That Marion team, Coach Laube has got his team playing so well, and they're another team that they come at you from so many different directions, whether it's a Laube or a Rice or whoever that's coming at you. It's and they they mentioned there's 4 sets of sisters on that team, and you can there's just a lot of chemistry, a lot of girls playing for each other.
Yep.
And
So
that's a talented basketball club.
So a miss by Lemars and then a turnover onto the backcourt, and it will be Grinnell basketball here. Here's Moore. Doty, Harris, you got your starting 5 back for both clubs here.
That weave is just constant motion, isn't it?
3 ball, going to be off the left. Rebounded out of there by Dreckman. Kick up ahead. And just out of the reach for Ellis, as Lemars had something going right there, just couldn't get the basketball.
And
Turnover Lemars.
It's an open look, but again, that's the pace Grinnell wants to play at. If you're not comfortable playing at that pace, don't make that pass. That's just what it boils down to.
So here's Doty with it. Harris. Doty. 2-man game. They are just they're comfortable just doing what they do. They're going to keep everybody out. It's the 41. There's Jackson on the drive and score. It's a 41 offense. It's motion offense with one down low. That's all they're running here.
They've created, and it gets what it does. It gets that defenders trailing you. Eventually, you're trying to catch up a bunch.
3 ball on the way as Annie Ellis hits the Shields 3-point play. 59-37 your score here. Moore. Durr's going to take her hand at the 3, no good. Rebounded by Ellis, doubled up right away as the ball's getting away from her. And it's going to go off and out of bounds. It will stay with Grinnell. As Baumgartner, it went off of her hand. They just haven't had, I'm just going to say 50-50 balls. They just haven't had a lot of those 50-50 balls go their way today.
Hardly any. It's all been Grinnell. And first quarter, maybe. A few go their way then. But really, once Grinnell got the tempo going, it's been tough sledding for Lemars.
Doty into Durr, kick back, Jackson 3, short, not even going to draw iron. Rebounded out. Good rebound right there by Schneider. And now here's Dreckman. Kiss off the glass, no good. Going to get an over-the-back foul on Owens.
How about Doty down there battling for the rebound?
I think that's number 4 on Owens, is it not?
On Lemars, number 12, Dakota Owens.
It is number 4 on Owens. It's just been a tough one for her today.
She's
you really
not been
feel
able to
for her.
yeah.
Just hasn't really been able to get into the flow with the early foul trouble.
Yeah, she was on the bench almost immediately.
Kind of set the tone for them early. Here's Harris 3, no good. And Doty's going to be on that foul as she's fighting for the rebound.
She's in the mix with everything. She is. Every time there's a ball on the floor, she's in the mix.
So that's the 17th foul. So for the next 5:42, Lemars will be shooting everything. They've only got 3 team fouls here. Jalen Dreckman in and Owens out here. Stepping to the free throw line. Sydney Baumgartner shoots at about 65% on the season.
I'm not sure there's a player in this tournament who has earned her keep more than Baumgartner has with the way that Lewis Central pressured the basketball in that first game, and now the way Grinnell has pressured the ball in this second game. You'd think at some point as a point guard you'd be able to just take a breath and walk the ball up the court. She has not had that opportunity at all.
One would wish. Second free throw good by her as well. So Baumgartner hits 2, and we're to a 20-point game here, 59-39. Here's Durr with it. A couple of stops for Lemars, couple of big buckets, just to feel comfortable and to feel like you've made something go here, because you just have not had that kind of luck. Here's Durr, and she finishes.
She played through a lot of contact on that as well.
Control.
Just able
Absolutely.
to hang in the air and get the ball under control and kiss it off the glass.
And we're going to get a turnover on Lemars as right there, Schneider just didn't get her feet set to make the pass.
Again, the tempo, they force you to play. It's, you go from playing 100 miles an hour and all of a sudden they sag off and jump in a passing lane. As you're looking to make it, you get to take an extra step. So
Ellis out and Hagee in. Madison Dreckman out as well, and in back on the floor is Milbrode. So Harris will run the offense. Grinnell's going to probably look at not necessarily burning a lot of clock, but be very, very patient on this side.
Yeah, you're not going to force anything right now.
There's no need. As the ball gets in.
That's great touch at the hoop out of Durr.
Sienna Durr on the bucket. 63-39 now. And it pushes back up to 24 here. Here's Dreckman, kicks cross court. And this is Baumgartner with it. No good by Dreckman, rebounded by Harris, and she's pushing. They've got numbers. Jackson's going to get a 3 ball on the way, and good. Naomi Jackson, a big 3, pushes this to a 27-point game here. 66-39.
They press that ball up court so fast off of the miss. That left Jackson wide open.
Dreckman, and there's Moore trying to get the steal, wasn't able to. Kick to the corner. Oh, great bounce pass, great find. Hagee found Milbrode. Great find right there. Is 2 points on the board for her, 66-41.
Able to sneak in underneath the defender.
Doty to Jackson. And you're coming up on under 4 minutes now. You're coming up to the almost 3.5. I wonder how much longer you're going to see this 5 on the floor for Grinnell.
They're doing work right now. I mean, right there, they bracket her. They've got one in front, one behind, and they both go for the steal, so she's left with a wide open layup.
And then there's going to be a foul right there as, let's see who that is on. If that is on Harris, it is. We're going to get some wholesale substitutions here for both teams.
Good opportunity to get some other gals in the game.
68-41, 27-point lead here. And I would think Grinnell will start bringing some other players in to get some experience. Free throw up and good by Milrod. So number 12 for Grinnell is Benning Shorb. Number 30 is Bolte, and number 44 is McKinnon McKnight. And you're going to see maybe Jackson and Harris coming very soon here.
Durrell have a seat with 23 points on the day, following up her 24-point performance in the quarterfinals.
The other night. So here's Harris with it. Her and Jackson still on the floor with Benning Shorb, Bolte, and McKnight. Here's Jackson. Lemars has not quite done this yet either. We'll see if they're going to be switching as well. Jackson really comfortable. She's got a mismatch with Dreckman there, though. And turnover as Benning Shorb drug the foot. It'll be a traveling call into the lineup. Madison Mayhem. So both Dreckman girls will exit the game here. It'll be Mahan here. And now it'll be Baumgartner as well. And actually Owens back on the floor as well for Lemars. Set your lineups there. Baumgartner still trying to run something here, just trying to see. She's got a tough task with Jackson Gardner.
And Jackson really, by herself, has really just destroyed that offensive rhythm.
Baumgartner.
Not allowed any penetration.
Owens back to Baumgartner here. 2:30 left on your clock, folks, here in the fourth. See if Owens is going to be able to go on the drive. Nope. Nice pass, great pass, and there will be a foul right there on Grinnell.
That was a good flash late.
Good look by Schneider.
Yeah.
So Schneider will step to the free throw line to shoot 2 here for Lemars. As they've just, the best word is a buzzsaw.
It is. That's exactly what it was. And honestly, with the way they play, that's a great description of how
it is.
Of what
it's a buzzsaw. I
happened.
mean, this is a team that knows what they're good at, and they really force their will on you. It's going to be an interesting 4A final.
It will be, and we saw Marion. I don't think Marion has played their best basketball in this tournament. I mean, they're a good team, but I've seen, when the collective talent that they've got on that team at Marion, you know what they're capable of. The runners-up a year ago with everybody back.
So Baumgartner comes out as well as Mahan, but it looks like Grinnell's really excited here. Selena Young into the Grinnell lineup.
All smiles for you.
All smiles. That is what this is all about, folks. That is just absolutely awesome. As Young comes on the floor here. The next thing is if she makes a bucket, this place is just going to go nuts.
That Grinnell crowd has been incredible all day long anyway.
As she's looking to get on the floor. She's going to go ahead and get herself a foul, though.
Get yourself in the stat book.
She's in the stat book now. She's got the foul.
No, this is great to get. You hate to see a game like this, but just to have so many players be able to get into the game, though, and get out on this court and maybe break a sweat. It's tough to break a sweat on this ice.
You bet. Owens will be. It is. Owens to shoot the first one and miss. And I tell you, to everybody out there, if you've not been down here, it is a little bit different setup because you're sitting on that ice. And I got to commend Peter here to my right. He's been doing this for 4 days, sitting on this stuff, and it's amazing to me.
The nice part is, though, we can just leave our beverages, leave our Diet Coke on the floor behind us, and it's all ice cold.
He's left the whole box of water down here. Yeah. It is incredible. It is, but they run a great job down here. The athletic union and
the staff here at Wells Fargo.
Yes, they're awesome.
Excellent, friendly.
Here's Young Look in, it'll be a turnover on Grinnell. I thought maybe she'd stop and pop, Andy.
He was ready for it. I think the whole student section was ready for it as well.
It would have been awesome. As Lemars will bring in now Pippett, number 11. Madison Dreckman will exit. I got to believe you may not see that young lady the rest of the day.
Yep.
A fine tournament for her, you know, and the junior, she's only a junior. She's got another year of it to go. Actually, also in Lamar's lineup is Kippy and Buss are on the floor. Here's Kippy with the basketball here as Birkenpass swings to Heimgardner. I think I got all of them.
I think you got them. No, it's good to get those girls have a chance to have their name mentioned too, yeah.
Good for them. Oh, we had a nice post play. Oh, just missed her. Turnover. Heimgardner had her set earlier, just couldn't get the basketball. So 1:18 on your clock. Grinnell to trigger here. Benningshore. And Bolte will walk it up. Kriegel on that far side.
You know, if you have a chance to get down here tomorrow night, the two Iowa City teams playing in the state championship
it's an all Iowa
game.
City final here over in Des Moines.
Tell you what, Iowa City High, in Iowa City West, great. The team that they have is outstanding, but Iowa City High right now, some of the individual talent on that team is pretty impressive.
I'm only going to throw one thing out to you about that, though. It's tough to beat a team 3 times.
It is. It's tough to beat a good team once.
And they beat them twice, so
they beat them
you're going to be interested to see if they can do it 3 times. Here's a dribble penetration and a drive. Kiss off the glass. No good by Kriegel, and rebounded out of there. Lamar's basketball.
Look at Grinnell, even at the end of the bench. Pressure all over the court.
Yep, Pippett with the basketball there. Or Kibbe, I'm sorry. Dump down low, kiss off the glass. Good. And you know she's happy to get in the scorebooks is Birkenpass. And Grinnell will walk it up. Final 26. There's Yoan. I thought they're all yelling.
The crowd got on their feet.
They want Yoan to get a shot up here. She gets one here. Let's see if she takes it up. Kicks it across. We'll get a 3-ball here on the way. No good. Too long by Kriegel. It'll stay with Grinnell. So with 7.5 left on your clock here in the fourth quarter. 68-27. Yoan's going to fire. No good. That will do it. 68-45, or 47 as Grinnell defeated Lemars. We will take a 1-minute break. We'll be right back to put the finishing touches on this game.
All you have to do is you just have to get their feet here on the pavement and be. Being in Des Moines, you just get it through the experience.
I'm a fan of a lot of our fast, casual cuisine.
A little theater, some great restaurants.
There's a lot going on musically.
If you can't find things to do in Des Moines,
You must be boring.
this is a magical place.
All you have to do is you just have to get their...
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Welcome back here to Wells Fargo Arena. Brian Carlisle, Andy Pollock just put the finishing touches on this one as Grinnell will advance to the finals. Let's talk team stats and top scorers here.
Yeah, and probably the biggest one that stands out, 20 turnovers for Lemars, and Grinnell took very good care of the basketball. In fact, they only had 6 turnovers up until about 3 minutes to go in that ball game, ended with 10. So Lemars shot 41%, Grinnell shot 45%. 3-point field goals, Grinnell hit 9 of them, Lemars hit 7. Free throw line, Grinnell was outstanding, went 11 for 12 at the free throw line. So good game for Grinnell as a team. Individual leading scorers for Lemars, it was Madison Dreckman. She finished with 11 points. And for Grinnell, there's a lot to mention, but we are going to go with Sienna Durr at 23 points on 9 of 14 shooting. She was 4 of 4 at the free throw line. added 7 rebounds. Great game out of Naomi Jackson and Macy Harris as well, 18 and 15 respectively for them.
So that'll do it here. The 4A class, the 4A tournament is set now. That championship game, it'll be Marion and Grinnell. So that will do it here from Wells Fargo Arena, where Grinnell defeated Lemars by a score of 68-47. Don't forget, the video replay of tonight's matchup will be available in its entirety later on CISN.TV. So for our crew, I'm Brian Carlisle. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for Class 3A semifinal action as Crestwood takes on North Polk right here on CISN.TV.
Thanks for watching our live coverage of the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament on the Central Iowa Sports Network. You can check CISN.TV for a replay of this game. The free coverage of today's game was presented by Mid-American Energy, Schottenkirk Chevy of Waukee, Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottlers, and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union.
And there's a travel. I expect Riley Jacobs
Thanks for watching our live coverage of the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament.